Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Telarus Tuesday call. It's August 20th, 2019, and I'm Doug Miller, the voice of Telarus, still catching up and following up on all of the great meetings, information, and discussions from our recent Telarus Partner Summit. Thanks to everyone who participated and for your feedback, follow up, and the tremendous selling opportunities that have come from that event. Such a great experience. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. My friend told me a joke this morning. It's stupid. I apologize in advance, but it made me laugh so hard. I'm going to tell it anyway. Patient comes into the hospital, tells the nurse at the front desk that he needs to see the doctor because he's invisible. The nurse goes to get the doctor and tells him there's a patient here to see you that's invisible. And the doctor says to the nurse, "Tell him I can't see him." Just I'm sorry, it cracked me up. I said I'm going to put it on the Tuesday call. So there, I did. They'll edit it out in post. It's okay. On today's call, we welcome Fusion, a true one-stop single source for cloud communications and managed network solutions. Help your clients embrace the digital evolution and unify their teams like never before. Fusion solutions provide more advanced calling and collaboration capabilities, enabling companies of all sizes to work smarter, increase productivity, and support mobility. Fusion joins today's Telarus Tuesday call coming up in just moments. If you missed last week's call, we were joined by Alibaba Cloud, the official cloud services partner to the Olympic Games and the infrastructure powering Alibaba itself. They provide the high performance cloud technology to help business perform at its best. Alibaba Cloud shared information about their powerful international service offerings and shared details of a major promotion which is exclusive to Telarus partners on one of Alibaba Cloud's most differentiated products. Terrific presentation with tremendous information. The recording of last week's call is available now in your Telarus partner back office. As always, we invite you to move to the center of each aisle, refrain from any photography or video recordings, and please log in to the video link and live chat platform to see all of today's valuable information and to submit your questions and comments for today's presenter or the joke of the day that you'd like to hear on the call next week. Here we go. Each week we update our President's Club opportunities. This is phenomenal. Every week, new opportunities, new people achieving trips to President's Club. Our suppliers continue to help make it easy for you to qualify for this year's Telarus President's Club Award. We're going to be taking qualifying partners next March to an amazing getaway at the all-inclusive Secrets Vallarta Bay Resort in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. There are so many ways to qualify for this trip. You can either sell a combined 100K in Telarus MRR, piece of cake, or you can sell a specified amount, usually much, much lower, with one of the individual sponsoring suppliers shown here on your screen. Take a look over those amounts and those suppliers. There are some terrific and easy ways to qualify. You don't want to miss this opportunity to join Telarus next year. This is going to be a terrific event in Puerto Vallarta, our 2019 Telarus President's Club. Meanwhile, we are back on the road this week with events planned all over the country to help our partners build their business. Check out these tremendous opportunities and plan to join us at an event near you. Today, Tuesday, August 20th, from 4 until 7 p.m. Eastern, it's our Telarus Tech Talk for Indianapolis. We'll be at Topgolf in Fishers, learning about cloud, big data, and mobile solutions, all of which have become mission critical to organizations of all sizes. Join us as RapidScale, PowerNet, and TPX explain how you can help your clients avoid attacks with their solutions. It's Tech Talk this afternoon, Indianapolis. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, August 21st, right here in Salt Lake City between 10 and 2 at Noah's in South Jordan, plan to attend the CenturyLink SD-WAN Roadshow. This training opportunity is designed to help you become a more knowledgeable and successful seller of CenturyLink SD-WAN. Join us for an interactive presentation with demos and in-depth discussions and Q&A with the CenturyLink Networking Solutions experts. CenturyLink's SD-WAN Roadshow, it's tomorrow here in Salt Lake City. Meanwhile, back in San Antonio, Wednesday from noon until 2, Telarus Tech Talk gets underway at Andretti Indoor Karting and Games. And yep, it's run by that famous Andretti racing family. Spectrum and Net2Phone are sponsoring this event with food, giveaways, and go-karting. Valuable information on Net2Phone's powerful UCaaS service and on Spectrum's enterprise solutions and their current promotions. That all happens tomorrow at noon in San Antonio. And then this Thursday, August 22nd, the boot camps get underway from noon until 4 in Atlanta. The Telarus Contact Center boot camp is in session at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel. Plan to join Telarus and Adtran, Mitel, Sharpen, and Five9 for an in-depth training on Contact Center and how to change the game as a trusted technology consultant. This 4-hour session will genuinely prepare you for those very lucrative contact center discussions. We hope to see you in Atlanta on Thursday. Also Thursday, right back here in Salt Lake City, the Telarus Security Boot Camp gets underway from 1 until 5 p.m. We'll be at Brio Tuscan Grill in Murray for a Dine and Dash event featuring in-depth training on security. You'll hear from the experts at IGI, Verizon, and Stickley On Security. Theirs was one of the hottest topics at the recent Telarus Partner Summit. Join us for this powerful security training session. We hope to see you here in Salt Lake City. It's Thursday at 1 p.m. Here's something new. You ever hear of Lipsology? I did not know this was a thing. Turns out Lipsology is a reliable analytical tool. It's used to assess an individual's personality, emotions, characteristics, and energy levels based on, get this, the size, shape, color intensity, and special markings of a person's lip prints. Why, Doug, why are you bringing that up? Hold that thought a moment. I want to talk about the very big presence Telarus is planning for the upcoming Channel Partners Evolution Gathering in Washington, D.C. Now, that's just under 3 weeks away, September 9th through 12th. On that Wednesday evening, the 11th, from 6:30 until 9:30, we hope you'll join us for the Top Secret Telarus Party at the just opened new Spy Museum. This is co-sponsored by Viasat. The Top Secret Spy Party promises to be a phenomenal event. All of the Spy Museum's fantastic exhibits are going to be open to Telarus guests. And you'll also enjoy some added Telarus features. There's a cybersecurity section, an open bar and heavy apps, a DJ, a mentalist, spy characters, and here's the payoff, a lipsologist. You got to come just to see that. The entire event is going to be amazing. This is going to be the top secret Telarus party held during Channel Partners Evolution. If you're going to be there, please come by and see us. You don't want to miss this event. And if you still need an expo pass for the Channel Partners Evolution event, you can register using the promo code Telarus for a free Expo Hall Pass. Join us in D.C. along with Viasat, Avaya, Cox Business, Data Canopy, and Warner Telecom for this year's Channel Partners Evolution and the top secret, don't tell anyone, Telarus Party. The details for these and all of the other live and recorded events are all in your Telarus Partner back office at agent.telarus.com. All right, it's time for our weekly recognition of partners who've put up the top wins of the past week. We have 3 such partners to recognize, and thanks for all of their contributions this week. In 3rd place this week, Telarus congratulates founders Ben Haney, Paula Corcoran-Haney, and all of their team at BP Innovations Incorporated out of Bluffton, South Carolina. The BP Innovations team posted a fantastic sale of MPLS services from Verizon to a client in the automotive industry. MPLS is not dead by any means, my friends, and we are getting some huge sales in. This one with Verizon, one of our premier service providers. We appreciate their sponsorship. And Ben and Paula, congratulations to you and all your team at BP Innovations on this outstanding Verizon sale. Taking the 2nd position on this week's top sales leaderboard, we congratulate Doug Olson. He's the owner, and Nikki Beckstead, the VP of Technology Solutions at Streamline Communications. one of the initial 3 inductees into our Telarus Hall of Fame from the recent Telarus Partner Summit. Congratulations, guys. Jamie Turner at Streamline closed a phenomenal sale of SIP trunking services from Allstream to a client in the physical security industry. Jamie Turner, congratulations, and to Streamline Communications, all of the team there on this outstanding sale. That Streamline streak continues. Taking the top spot among this week's top sales, Telarus congratulates and thanks the incredible team at Atlas IP LLC. They're out of Huntington Beach, the birthplace of Telarus. The Atlas IP team closed a tremendous unified communications as a service sale from TPX to a client in the medical field. Great sale from TPX. They've been in the news this week as well. Some good things happening over there. And we appreciate the team at Atlas IP for their continued support. They are at the top of this week's leaderboard. Congratulations to them. We appreciate this outstanding sale. And thanks to all of our partners for the tremendous deals being closed every week. This is another record-setting year for Telarus, our goal being to help each of you build your business. Telarus is, in fact, built for you. You know, there were 2 additional sales in recent weeks that deserve some special mention as well, both of TalkDesk services. Our partners Sumo Communications completed an extremely large sale of contact center services from TalkDesk to a client of theirs in the healthcare field. And also our partner Stratacore closed another very large sale of TalkDesk services to a mobile technology company. TalkDesk has really caught fire among Telarus partners these past weeks. They're making some large opportunities easy to close, providing enterprise-class performance with consumer-like experience. TalkDesk allows clients to adapt their contact center to the evolving needs of customers and teams. We want to congratulate Sumo Communications and to Stratacore on these outstanding TalkDesk wins. We will continue to feature some of the largest and most outstanding sales here on the Tuesday call. Congratulations to everyone who continues to put up these great wins. Well, they say good things come to those who wait. But in my experience, those are usually the things left over by those who got there first. You don't want to wait to trade on the information you need to become and remain your client's trusted advisor. So take a look at this week's trading calendar. 4 excellent opportunities being featured on today's call to further your education. First up, today, Tuesday, beginning at noon Eastern, Nitel will present an overview of the Nitel Connect SD-WAN product. Nitel's SD-WAN stands out in a crowded Me Too marketplace by providing unique flexibility and unmatched predictability. Now, this is a first in a series of valuable trainings detailing how Nitel delivers SD-WAN with private line predictability at a cost that can fit any budget. You'll also learn how to use Nitel Connect's Cisco and Barracuda endpoint options to effectively address the most challenging customer WAN requirements. There's also a special focus on finance and retail customers and cost-effective cloud-based security. Nitel SD-WAN training happens today at noon Eastern. Then tomorrow, Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, you can join Call Tower as they introduce Zoom Video Communications. Award-winning Zoom is the leader in modern enterprise video communications with an easy, reliable cloud platform for video and audio conferencing, chat, and webinars across mobile, desktop, and room systems. It's one consistent enterprise experience, and Zoom was named the 2018 Gartner Peer Insights Customer's Choice for Meeting Solutions. This special Call Tower training on Zoom communications happens Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And then this Thursday, August 22nd, beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern, it's special Telarus Partners Only training from Fusion, which expands on the information you're going to hear during today's Tuesday call training. More on that training coming up shortly. And then later Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Windstream Enterprise is conducting a demo of their Office Suite UC solution. It's constantly evolving based on input from customers, partners, and the market. This webinar will showcase Office Suite UC's current capabilities. They'll also touch on upcoming releases and the key differentiators of this product as well. Join the Windstream Enterprise Office Suite UC demo. It happens Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. The details and registration links for these and for many other live and recorded learning opportunities are all in your Telarus Partner Back Office. Tremendous training available. Check it out at agent.telarus.com. Spiffs and promotions, spiffs and promotions. Try to say that 3 times. Each week we bring along the newest spiffs and promotions being offered by our suppliers. Hey, if you're going to sell it, you might as well make the big money doing it, right? Here are 3 such incentives to consider as you evaluate your clients' needs and opportunities. Big money out there. First up, from TPX, a series of August spiffs, and there is cash aplenty to be made here. 1x MRC on Office 365. 2x spiffs on UCX Smart Voice, 4x MRC spiffs on MSX Managed WAN, and how about 5x? That's 5x MRC. Lucrative promotions. And here's a tremendous offer in our back office from Nextiva. It's the Nextiva August Spiff, your opportunity to earn up to a 4x bonus. And it's simple. Through the month of August, you sell any Nextiva hosted voice order at $200 or greater, and you'll earn a 2x Spiff. Plus, sell device as a service or any special discounted phone, tack on another 1x Spiff. Make it a 12-month prepaid order, and it's another 1x. That makes a 4x spiff possible for selling the Nextiva hosted voice solution. Happens through the end of August. Great spiffs from Nextiva. And finally, a major opportunity to bring it in with Ring Central. When you partner with the UCaaS leader, you can earn more. Ring Central's offering a 6x MRR spiff. Bring it in and earn more when you partner with the leader in UC as a service. Qualifying accounts activated before September 30th will earn up to 4x MRR on all deals with a minimum 2-year contract. But if you sell an annually prepaid deal with a 3-year contract, that spiff becomes 6x MRR. Ring Central's all in. Are you? Bring it in and earn up to 6x MRR with Ring Central. These and many more fantastic deals from our suppliers can all be found at promo.telarus.com. All right, I hope you're ready. As mentioned earlier, our featured presenter on today's call is Fusion, a true one-stop single source for cloud communications and managed network solutions. Help your clients embrace the digital evolution and unify their teams like never before. Fusion is uniquely positioned to deliver managed cloud solutions to clients that desire a broad range of high-value services from a single nationwide provider. Armando Martinez is the Senior Director of National Partnerships at Fusion. He's joined by Dave Rogers, who's the Sales Engineering Manager at Fusion. They join us now with all the details. Armando, Dave, welcome to our Telarus Tuesday call. Glad to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doug. We appreciate it. All right.
Fusion's really taken fire lately. We're glad you guys are here. Tell us all about what's happening and how our partners can benefit.
That sounds good, Mr. Miller. Thanks so much. It's exciting to be here. By way of introduction, this is Armando Martinez, not Michael Fair, and what you're seeing on the slide here. Michael Fair was unable to make it today. He's on traveling on a trip, but I'm kind of taking his place. So excited to be here, and it's always both very exciting and intimidating following Mr. Doug Miller over there. So his speaking abilities are top notch. All right. Well, again, by way of introduction, Armando Martinez. I'm the Senior Director of National Partnerships here at Fusion. It's my charter to really continue to grow and nurture the corporate relationship with Telarus on behalf of Fusion here. I've been here about 8 months, and I believe this is my second or third Telarus Tuesday call. So I'm definitely excited to be back here and talk a little bit about what we're doing today at Fusion, where we're winning our value prop and our sweet spot here at Fusion Connect. So if we can go ahead and move on to the next slide. Mr. Miller also mentioned with me today is my co-speaker and Dave Rogers, who's our manager for our sales engineering team. And we are going to just speak to a few highlights as it pertains to our recent enhancements with the UCaaS platform and our services there. So definitely excited for Dave to kind of dive into a little bit more detail on that behalf. So if we can go ahead and move to the next slide here. So just to do a quick company overview of what we're about, you know, Fusion is really the culmination of all the best components of 3 legacy companies. All legacy companies offering an all-in-one voice, data, and managed network and security services. That being Legacy Birch, Legacy Megapath, and of course Fusion. So we're known as Fusion today, not to be confused with Fuse or other companies out there with similar names alike. But 3 companies have come together this year, known as now Fusion. And just to spend a few minutes talking about those legacy services offered by each company, you know, Fusion was really known as a player with SIP trunking. Legacy Megapath was really known in that UCaaS arena, offering also other services like SD-WAN, hosted voice, bandwidth aggregation, and security. And then we have Birch Communications, which was known as a legacy POTS company, offering that POTS products and services. And so we now have the culmination of these 3 companies together. We are a US-based national organization. We also offer services in Canada under a different brand known as Primus, and we'll spend some time talking about Primus later today. So we have an award-winning portfolio of end-to-end cloud solutions offering next-gen and traditional communications, SD-WAN and security, and extensive connectivity services, including T1, Ethernet, fiber, and cable. And then, of course, we offer some cloud services as pertains to VMs and interconnections to the likes of Azure and AWS. So that's really who we are today and what we offer from a products and services standpoint. We want to go ahead and jump to the next slide here. Just want to talk a little bit about Fusion at a glance and what the company is about. So we are a $600 million or so organization. We have over 90% contracted monthly recurring revenue. We are a channel dominant organization. You tend to hear from many suppliers and carriers that, you know, they are channel friendly or even that they are channel centric. But what we like to really evangelize about Fusion here is that we are truly channel dominant. So we completely lead with the channel. 80% of our monthly sales and revenues come from the channel partner community, and we're absolutely excited about that. That we lead with the channel and the growth opportunity that we see within the telecom industry. We have over 150,000 customers, both globally and nationally here in the U.S. We have about 1,200 employees and about 20 years of tenure between the 3 legacy companies. Let's talk a little bit about our sourcing of cloud solutions. So what you're seeing on the slide here is how we bucketize our different products and services. And so whether they are under communications, connectivity, networks and security, or managed IT. So I kind of hit on a few of these areas earlier today. So from a communication standpoint, whether that's the UC communications we offer, we have a hosted voice offering, 2 actually offerings with BroadSoft as well as our homegrown version. And Dave Rogers is going to cover a little bit about that later today. As I mentioned before, we absolutely do a lot of SIP trunking, POTS. POTS is another area that we do quite a bit of products and services with. And really, as the market kind of views us, whether that's a sole source provider or whether truly an aggregator of several products and services in communications, connectivity, networks and security, and managed IT, that's really who we are. So, we like to basically evangelize that we are a sole source provider that can offer these products and services across several different categories here. We want to go and move to the next slide. All right, let's talk about our competitive advantage. So, we are uniquely positioned to offer, several products and services against, the competition, and you see some of the competitors here at the bottom. So, really in working with a sole source provider like Fusion, really eliminates the need to work with several different vendors, and the ability to be, more agile and nimble in Fusion, being a smaller organization. I think many times it can be difficult to deal with the larger carriers, the larger cable codes out there. So having that agility, puts us in a good spot from a differentiation standpoint and from an advantage to be able to get things done a lot quicker. And you guys can look at us as one back to pat when it comes to working with several different vendors and having a piecemeal, multiple services and multiple solutions for an end customer. So being an aggregator, definitely has some strengths there, and that's how we like to kind of position ourselves in the marketplace. So, if you look at some of the mid-tier organizations here at the top, they tend to only have one offering, maybe two offerings, and so that's really how we compete against those guys. That we can offer multiple services, not just the UC side of the house or that hosted voice side. I mentioned about the large scale organizations, they tend to be, far more bureaucratic, a lot of red tape and process driven. And so being more agile and nimble gives us the ability to, get things done a lot quicker. And a lot of people aren't aware of this, but we can also procure 2 circuits for redundancy. And you're not going to see that being offered by other organizations, especially the cable cos. They're going to offer their own circuit, but not too many companies would offer 2 circuits in that redundancy manner, and that's where we can stand out and how we position ourselves. So again, another strength of Fusion here. We jump to the next slide. So here's a map and an org chart of our team. We have roughly 15 channel managers across the U.S. in 3 different disparate regions. We have 3 RVPs running the sales organization, all led by Michael Fair. You can see my name up there, and we have a few others as part of the senior executive team. Bill McLeod, who runs our channel programs, and then we have a wholesale organization led by Mr. Joel Richardson here, and then we also have some inside channel managers that are supporting our channel managers across the U.S. So that's really to give us the capability to support high volumes from a pre-sale standpoint. We're talking things like scalability and quoting. Leveraging an inside sales team has proven to give us a lot of productivity gains, and they're available for pre-sale support as we look to our sellers here. So 3 different regions. Again, we're pushing a lot more of a localization this year. So we have our channel managers that are covering territories. I know this will be shared later today when we send out the deck, but we also have this map loaded on the backend platforms that are leveraged by Telarus that you guys can reference down the road. So if you guys ever need an escalation contact as well, that's really why I'm here. So my contact information is referenced in those portals as well. All right, so the experience advantage. So we like to definitely talk about and brag about the fact that we have a lot of support, all domestic here in the US or up in Canada with our Primus brand. So, we do have tech support available 24/7. We have a dedicated project management team that's there to support very large installs, implementations. We also have a branded organization called the Elite Team that really supports our very large scale POTS opportunities and POTS deals. So, when you're talking hundreds of POTS lines that need to be ported, staged, and, really pre-qualified, our Elite Team is a key differentiator that we like to share with our partners. An organization that's down in the Southeast, located in Atlanta, that's really just lives and breathes POTS infrastructure and gives us the ability to really deploy and be experts at deploying very large scale POTS opportunities. If we can jump to the Fusion's network advantage slide. Slide 8. So let's talk a little bit about our infrastructure. So we do have an all IP-based North American network. You guys can see the points of presence here. It's a little small on the screen, but this does provide us the ability to have redundancy, low latency, and high availability, as well as that QoS that you're seeing from a really top-notch network provider. And you guys can see here again, not only a U.S.-based network, but we also have a Canadian infrastructure, again under a different brand name, that being Primus, and we are located in all the Canadian provinces up there. So if you guys have any opportunities, whether stateside here in the U.S. that are looking at things in the Canadian market, or whether they are opportunities in Canada, or organizations that are looking to traverse into the U.S., we should definitely talk about that. We have infrastructure on both sides of the house. We have data centers up in Canada, which gives us the ability to really drive further opportunities up in those markets. All right, the next slide, let's talk about just some of the recognition we've received, and some of the customers that we have today. We absolutely spend time in several verticals, and we have a lot of wins in different verticals, as you can see here, whether that's healthcare, legal, finance, professional services, technology, and transportation. But really where we're winning today is in this, what we like to call the quick service restaurant space. So the restaurant or retail vertical is really where we're seeing a lot of success. That's really our sweet spot, excuse me. And really, if you have an end client or a customer that has multi-locations, that's looking for multiple products and services, that's really our value prop and our sweet spot of where we like to position Fusion. So we're winning a lot of opportunities here in the retail segments and with quick service restaurants, because they are definitely in need of not only an underlying network, but redundancy. If you bolt on some security to that, PCI compliance, and looking for bandwidth aggregation and multiple circuits, that's really where Fusion is competing today and where we're winning. All right, just some industry recognition. So we're definitely recognized here on the next slide by several different organizations. In fact, we recently just won the 2019 SD-WAN Product of the Year by Internet Telephony, and that's this year, 2019. It's not on the screen here, but that was just announced 5 days ago on August 15th. So huge kudos to the organization that we continue to lead the industry and continue to be recognized and awarded by third-party organizations with our products and services. So it's a huge value add and great things that we'd like to talk about at Fusion. So moving to the next slide here, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Dave Rogers, again, who's our manager for our sales engineering team, and he's going to spend a few minutes just diving a little bit into how we compete from a product and technology standpoint, and hit on some recent enhancements we have around our hosted voice and UCaaS platforms. So Dave, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much, Armando. As you can see from the charts, we've been talking about how we are a single source provider, and here we really lay out every single one of those individual products. I'd like to delve in just a little bit more into how and what we're actually providing on each of these. So as you know, our POTS business would have come from Birch, and we are very successful at that product. It is a very easy product. It is very often, hey, email us a list of phone numbers and we will generate what is available and the pricing back to you. Simple as that, really. In our voice SIP trunking and hosted PBX, there is a unique offering that we bring to the table here as well. So Fusion's SIP trunking product is capable of not only delivering SIP connections to our corporate sort of enterprise clients who manage their own PBXs, but also hosted PBXs for remote sites as well. So on a single platform, you can deliver SIP trunking to the main corporate sites and hosted PBX to the remote sites and remote workers with 4-digit dialing and all in the same sort of programming there. We also have contact center solutions that are available as inside of our BroadSoft switch. There are premium queues and analytics available in that manner. We also have Contact 360, which is a completely custom contact center solution where we will delve in. We set aside some engineering time to really get into the nuts and bolts of everything that they're looking for and make sure that everything is exactly kind of configured correctly before we even really get the ball rolling on that one, since it's such a large project. We also have IM and chat, obviously, built into our unified communications platform. We have file sharing as part of that as well. We obviously are able to deliver network services and manage security through our SD-WAN offerings and our partnership with FortiGate. We have video available through that UCaaS as well, analytics on those premium call center trunks. Through the API integrations, we have a relationship with Tenfold and also with Mondigo and their Go Integrator product for um, screen pops and that sort of API integration. We have our own proprietary Astrospace switch, which again is that Fusion SIP trunking and hosted PPX product, and we also have the BroadSoft product as well. We also still are doing MPLS services, and we have two different offerings in the SD-WAN space. We have our Meraki products and also Velo Cloud as well. And you can go ahead and move to the next slide. Speaking a little bit more on our unified communications product, we've recently gone through an upgrade to the unified communications platform on our Fusion-based proprietary switch. So applications, obviously, that you can download to your tablets and to your desktops and smartphones and have them all cooperate across all of your devices. Real easy to install. You can download them directly from our website. They're also available on Google Play and the Apple stores as well. Real easy to use with kind of seamless installation and support for those products. Go ahead and move to the next slide there. You see a little bit more of the kind of exact layout. You'll have your name, your contact information, and down the left-hand side, you have a list of all of your particular favorites, a chat history, your call history, a dialer built into it as well, and then direct links into the management. So you can jump in directly and change the way that your calls are forwarding around your organization, or if you'd like to go, make some more adjustments to your voicemail box or anything like that, you can jump in directly from there. You also have a collaboration space built into that. So for seamless setting up of meetings, one-click sort of links that we can provide to the customers to be able to jump in without having to install anything at all. It's really just a quick link to jump in, type in your name, and then you're in the meeting. So there's a real easy sort of solution that we've designed, and it comes included with all of our unified communication seats that we have today. And on the next slide, you'll kind of see a little bit more of those features that not only do we have the IM and file sharing, but we also have obviously presence that's built in there. You have that one-click conferencing that I was just discussing. You have your online collaboration, being able to share what's on your screen, have somebody else that's in your meeting share their screen with you. You've got the HD video calls built into that. You've got the voice platform. You've got it available on mobile. And also we have auto recording features available on those conference calls as well, so you can record and post to your websites or anything else that your customers may be looking for there. We are going to, as you saw a little bit earlier in the presentation, be speaking again and in more depth on those kind of enhancements that we've rolled out for our unified communications platform on Thursday. So we look forward to talking with you a little bit more about those at that time. Next slide. And for the case studies, Armando, I think I'll turn it right back over to you.
Great, Dave. Thanks so much. Dave, just a heads up, there's some Q&A, some stuff that we can speak to here at the end as it pertains to some of those products and services. So if you pull up the chat window, you can review those. So yeah, we have 3 case studies in the presentation today. I know we're running out of time, and we definitely want to address some of the Q&A here. So I'm not going to cover all of those case studies, but really there's 3 examples here in the deck that you all can reference later when the deck is shared of where we're winning today, and really what is the best way to position Fusion when I look at overall opportunities in the marketplace. So here's a good example with the YMCA here. So, case studies are always great. These 3 case studies that we have in the presentation are actually awards or opportunities or wins from the partner community itself. So, we have relatively a small direct selling organization, but by comparison, it's nothing to the channel organization that we have. So these are partner wins. So what was the YMCA doing? Their challenge was, each of the 6 locations that they had, had its own legacy, on-prem phone systems, which really made it impossible to transfer calls across those disparate locations. And their expenses were increasing, and they were really trying to move to its main location to another town. And so that was really the challenge that they were presented with. So really a goal of trying to decrease overall costs with their network infrastructure and their on-prem phone system. And so the solution that Fusion provided was, given the ability to switch to a cloud-based phone system, really allowed and enabled this nonprofit organization to continue to maintain its phone numbers, but to also streamline a lot of that call handling and transfers. And so we sold the Fusion hosted voice platform to this customer, and it really provided a lot of features at a much significant lower cost. And so that was the solution that we presented there. The features also included things like visual voicemail, which really the YMCA saw a benefit overall. So you guys can read here, the kind of end result of that, moving to the cloud and moving from a on-prem phone system to a more cloud inherent technology really was able to, give the YMCA a lot more autonomy and ability in their phone system, several added features and functionality, while also decreasing overall costs. So that's a good case study, and again, a partner win that we had with the YMCA. So we want to go ahead and skip forward a few slides. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up here. So just to sort of give a closing and a summary, who we are. We look on the slide, that's the single source advantage here. So we are, again, an aggregator, a sole source provider with the ability to provide, unique and comprehensive products and services across several different arenas. So anybody looking to a more smaller, agile organization that can give the ability to aggregate different products and services, that's really what we're about. Any of those opportunities that are looking for multiple services across multiple locations, especially in that retail and restaurant space. Again, that is our sweet spot and where we compete nicely today and where we're seeing a lot of wins. We absolutely have, a robust and secure, reliable network, again, here in the U.S. as well as in Canada under our Primus brand. We're actually already in discussions with Brian Ochoa on the Telarus side, who's leading that go-to-market effort in Canada. So for any of you guys that are having opportunities up in Canada, whether stateside here or up there itself, we'd love to talk more with you all. Experience and with proven success with our service management, our project managers, and implementation teams. That's really a key differentiator for us. And again, getting back to a lot of those installs and maintaining that quality of service and SLAs with our implementations is a huge strong suit for the organization. And finally here on the last slide, just some partner spiffs that we're running in Q3. You all will see similar spiffs in Q4, but essentially you guys are seeing a 3x overall spiff on our products and services, at least more on the complex services side. So we're offering a 3x on voice, UCaaS, and SIP trunking, a 3x on SD-WAN, security, and managed Wi-Fi. And we absolutely, one of the questions asked in the Q&A here is, are we still doing POTS? Absolutely, we're still doing POTS, and you can see the spiff related to that. It's $50 per POTS line. And the reason why we were able to, offer such a high spiff there with POTS is, again, just going back to our POTS infrastructure and the inherent network that we own with the POTS business, that coming from the legacy Birch organization. So some good spiffs out there, and we'll be looking to offer similar, if not the same spiffs in the Q4. So happy selling, and thanks for your time. And I think we can go ahead and jump into some Q&A.
Thanks, Armando, and thanks, Dave. Great presentation today. So much information here to digest, but the bottom line is that Fusion is extremely well positioned for our partners to take advantage of a one source shop for all of their clients' UC needs. There's so much that Fusion does, and with all of the acquisitions over the last couple of years, you've built a portfolio that is just huge. But today's focus, of course, on UC and the opportunities that are there for our partners. Thanks for the case studies as well. It's always good to walk through an actual opportunity and see how these are both uncovered, how the solution is developed, how they're implemented, and what the results are after the fact. So, yeah, we do have a couple of questions that have come in on the chat line today and a few other things that we'd like to talk about as well. Let's just talk about products for a second. We went back to the grid there a few minutes ago and talked about all of the different things that are available, starting with the fact that Fusion is a POTS aggregator. You got that business from Birch. We've got the Megapath series of products, and then all of the UC services that come from the Fusion platform. Let's talk for just a little bit about that platform. Chuck Anthony asks if proprietary platforms are the best way to go these days. Talk a little bit about the advantages of the Fusion platform and what that can bring to a client's opportunity.
Absolutely, I'd love to. And Armando, I'll take this one. So having a proprietary platform has its advantages. And the number one advantage of that is that it's not license based. You know, the alternative is BroadSoft, which is an enterprise grade soft switch, and it is great at what it does, but its functionality is compartmentalized with the licensing costs. Whereas for us, you get all of the features that are kind of available at a very uh, sort of just a la carte, however you kind of want to order them. So you're not paying for things you're not using, or you can use all of them. And that's one of the main advantages there is really on price. So if you're looking for high functionality and high sort of customization, then that proprietary uh, soft switch really gives us the opportunity to address those concerns head on. So if there is something very specific that you're looking for, it allows us the flexibility to really investigate and offer you those solutions pretty easily.
And with Fusion, of course, clients can purchase these services either over the top, as you mentioned, or bundled with the access that you also provide, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Excellent. Let's talk about the actual implementation and installation process. We'll leave access aside for a minute, but as far as the UC services themselves, what are we looking at in terms of general timelines for the design and the implementation of these services?
Absolutely. You're typically looking at about 2 weeks is what we're quoting at the moment. So what you have is you would actually be in charge of the qualifications, so the number of seats and the types of services. You engage one of us. We'll usually pull a sales engineer into that conversation with you, and we'll help you with the customer walkthrough and make sure that we've got everything that we need for the quote, and make sure that that's all completely set. And then once that's entered into the system, then you have a service coordinator who actually reaches out and makes sure that we've got everybody's name and extension number and all the nitty gritty details of the phone system kind of built and configured prior to us even shipping phones out. So depending on how responsive the customer is and how available they are to interact with that service coordinator, that's really the determining factor beyond that. But it takes us usually about 2 weeks in order to gather the phone system data and send the phones out.
Generally speaking, I think a lot of partners and their clients understand the concept of UCaaS, but what always amazes me is that every time I dive into it, it seems like there are new features, new functionalities that are available. In your experience, Dave, what are some of the hottest features that are available in this type of a service right now?
One of the most useful is the ability to, at a glance, see what everybody is doing in an organization. Where before you'd have to have a sidecar of some sort associated with your phone, you can, on your mobile device, on your tablet, on your laptop, log in and be able to see the status of every single person there. Easily connect with them. You can share files to them very easily. You can jump into a room and kind of work on the same project together simultaneously. Those are all the features that we see that actually get the most traction and the most utilization across any organization. Just the ability to more easily facilitate communication is really what this product is designed to do. And those are really the ones that shine through the most. Just access and kind of at a glance information, really.
Armando, let me drag you back into this discussion here for a second here. As partners uncover these opportunities and they're shooting for that Fusion sweet spot that we discussed earlier, what is the type of information that Fusion wants to see from our partners in order to make the design of a solution as easy as possible and as quick to implement as possible?
Yeah, I think we could all, attest to the fact, just being a part of this industry, the devil's in the details. And, I think a lot of the hiccups that we tend to see is just more really around expectations that are being set, and some of the role clarity, in working with partners. So what we like to do is always, have a, pre-kickoff call with the partner to really understand who the customer that we're deploying to, and level setting on expectations, and how much will the partner lead the overall effort and want to control, those installs and implementation versus, the carrier, or that being Fusion. So, I wouldn't really hone in on any specific example or process or anything like that. I think I would more so aggregate it into just overall expectations of what's being set, SLAs as an example, to the end client. So we really like to get very intimate with the partner without the customer on the line, to level set on expectations and, really understand who's going to be steering the overall install, and what the end client wants to see from the carrier as well as the partner.
I know that many of our partners, in addition to wanting to help their clients migrate to the latest technology, bring them up to date with what's going on in the industry, they also want them to save money. And you mentioned in the single source advantage slide that not only is Fusion providing high quality both in terms of access and the UCaaS services themselves, but there are potentially some very significant cost savings involved as well. How is that possible?
Dave, do you want to hit on that one?
Where do we realize those cost savings?
Definitely. And usually it comes from being able to bundle tons of services together. We have a little bit more flexibility when you have a circuit and our unified communications platform. There's a lot that we can do in negotiating the price and our margins in general there. So if you are dealing with a very price conscious customer, then those unified communications platforms are really the way to make that conversation go much more smoothly. There's a lot more wiggle room that we have there, I think.
So cost savings, high quality, end-to-end service management, single source provider. Obviously, Fusion's track record of exceptional sales and support, customer service, just a tremendous opportunity that partners can offer to their clients. And as you mentioned, big money to be made as well. We talked about spiffs earlier in the call, but Fusion, of course, offering 3x spiffs on voice UCaaS and the SIP services as well. This is big money that is being offered to partners who sell these services. Armando, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
There we go.
Sorry, I was
yeah,
on mute.
Tremendous spiff offering.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going beyond just being, at parity in the marketplace. I mean, I think you hit on a 5X before we kicked off the presentation from another carrier, but, I think really from our standpoint, 3X is a nice sweet spot. It's not too low, and it's something that is just beyond a little bit of market parity. And we see a lot of wins being driven by those spiffs. And really the pot spiff is highly lucrative if you look to that $50 per line. We have the ability to really go that high per POTS line just due to the nature of our inherent POTS infrastructure that we have primarily in the Southeast and in Texas. But that is absolutely, we have a little bit more wiggle room from that infrastructure standpoint, or whether you're looking to our homegrown platform with hosted voice, that gives us the ability to have higher margin and thus the ability to give better pricing and higher spiffs.
Comment from Chuck Anthony on the chat line as well, and I heartily agree with this. Case studies really help us to see in a practical way how to use the vendors. Don't give them low importance. So, yeah, case studies, we love them. We're thrilled that you brought 3 of those to share with us. And, of course, this deck will be available on our recorded version of the call that you'll be able to access later today. You can get into more detail on those. But, yeah, we do love the actual experiences, and thank you for bringing those today. Talk, if you will, just in our closing moments here about the training that's coming up tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for those of our partners who want to get into more of a deep dive on Fusion and all of their available offerings. Give us just a preview of what we're covering tomorrow at 11 Eastern.
We are
I think
diving
it's actually on
in.
Thursday.
I'm sorry, Thursday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are diving into the upgrades and kind of enhancements that we've made to the unified communications platform on our FusionWorks Pro, which is our proprietary switch.
Should be a great training. If you liked what you heard today, join us Thursday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. This is a Telarus only partner training to go in depth on Fusion and their amazing service offerings and how they can help you bring your clients into the world of UC. Guys, thank you very much. Armando Martinez, Dave Rogers from Fusion. We appreciate you being here today. Look forward to talking again on Thursday.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You bet. And our thanks to each of you for your attendance and participation today. If you have suggestions for our weekly call, please email them to marketing@telarus.com. Of course, we're still taking your feedback as well on our Telarus Partner Summit. Looking forward to seeing you at Channel Partners coming up next month as well. And even though we all agree my invisible patient joke was stupid, I know many of you are going to repeat it today. So drop me a note if you do it. Fess up. I'd love to hear about it. I still think that's funny. We are back next week with more. Till then, I'm Doug Miller, the voice of Telarus. We hope you have a great selling week, everyone. We'll talk to you again soon.